All right, Timmy, man, we just saw one of the greatest fights ever.
I don't know about all that. But
No,
I
no,
thought
I'm talking
last
about
week. I
last
thought last
week.
week was one of the greatest.
That's what I'm
fights
talking about.
ever.
No, this was a great fight, but I'm talking about last week.
Oh yeah.
You didn't let
Yeah.
me finish.
Oh yeah.
But I know you already, said your take. But for us, what'd you make of how the fight turned out and the tactics that each fighter used?
It was better than what everybody expected. In all honesty, and I think that both guys showed urgency to end it once and for all. I think that the fact that Wilder came in heavy, he was lifting weights, he was worried about being bullied in the inside. I thought that might have been a mistake, but at the end of the day, I think it was right when I really think about it, because he only had a puncher's chance. And so he bulked up and he wanted to deliver a powerful shot. He said that he increased his punching power by 200%. I don't know how you do that, but damn it, it showed, because he was able to put Fury down several times during the night. I feel that we saw how bad, Wilder, I would say both of them actually showed their heart. They put it on display, bro. Like, honestly, I've never seen heavyweight boxing like that, where you have guys standing toe-to-toe, throwing death blows. Like, you can tell that the hate was real. The hate was real between both those guys. Like, they disliked each other. And when I was watching at home, because I wasn't there calling the fight, which was all good, I was saying to myself, this is unbelievable. This is unreal. The drama that happened in this fight. Now, as far as going to your point is about the styles.
Yeah.
I thought Malik Scott did a damn good job. I did. Wilder came out, surprised the hell out of me. I thought he won the first round clearly. Boxed well, coming forward. He attacked. He was being first on the mark. He was jabbing down to the belly, throwing a right hand down to the gut as well. He looked a bit different. He really did. He looked sharp. He looked explosive. Second round, Fury caught him with that right hand over the top. So he still had those flaws in between where he's weak in transition. I said that on my breakdown. Transition, when he lets go, he doesn't get back in position. He doesn't, pay homage to his defense after he lets the right hand goes. And then a lot of times as he falls forward. And I saw that being the same issue as the fight continued to go on. But you got to understand that Malik did a great job mentally, I felt, during the course of the fight, keeping his fighter motivated, even though he was getting beat in a lot of rounds, and was coming back. It was times where I was watching and I was like, oh my gosh, like, Fury's about to stop him, and then boom! Then Wilder returns fire, and then it's like, oh my God, Fury's on wobbly legs, and I'm just sitting there and I was like, oh my God, one punch can end it all. And it felt like Wilder always had a chance, even in the 11th round. I've never seen that type of resilience in Deontay Wilder. I thought he was going to fade a lot quicker. Some people say he got tired at the third round, but, he had a ton of stamina because he continued to, try to win and continue to press forward and do what he can to beat a big guy in Tyson Fury. Fury, again, smart, very smart. Saw two adjustments during the fight. One adjustment was that instead of coming straight down the middle, because he was trying to close the distance when he got caught with that right hand, I believe it was in the third round. He got dropped twice. In the fourth round, got dropped twice. He was trying to smother. He was trying to get in quick and close the distance, but got caught on the way in. So what he did was he made a minor adjustment. He got his head off the line to the right. He didn't want to get it off this way because Wilder had the looping right hand, because Wilder don't throw his right hand all that damn straight, So he figured if he goes this way to get away, which is the proper way to avoid a shot, he went inside, he slipped inside, head behind the shoulder, and then slid in afterwards. Another thing that he did was, and he used it in the second fight, and I was wondering why Malik didn't prepare Wilder for this, is that he would shoot a jab and he'll come in behind it. If he misses, then he'll wrap. He'll wrap his arm around and get him in a headlock. Well, that weakens a fighter, takes the legs of a fighter. One of the things that I saw Deontay Wilder, he wasn't ready for that. I saw him, he was, in a bad position. And another thing was that Wilder stayed on the ropes quite a bit. If you'd have kept the fight in the center of the ring as much as possible, I think he would have been better suited. But Fury bagged him up, mauled him in the inside, closed the distance on him at times. was beating on him. I saw some vicious body shots by Fury inside, especially when Wilder would miss with a wide shot. Fury would dig down in the guts. That's just siphon the gas tank even more. You know, it's just smart.
Everyone,
Now,
you know, there was some talk recently
people
about
waiting
the
on him.
respect
The
after
card's
the
ready to
fight.
go.
But you know, Ali and Frazier didn't get along after their fight. Morales.
That
what do you think of
I
this?
use
How
that
would you-
honestly. I use that analogy tonight. As you said, you know, it took actually Frazier a long time to really apologize to Ali after all the things that were said. Like, you gotta understand, like during the build up of the fight, I'm hearing these guys like F your mother, and I'm like, what? And I mean, they're really going at it, really promoting this fight, but the hate is real. They just dislike each other. I mean, Fury disliked him, but at the same time, you had Deontay Wilder, who said that he wanted blood. I wore red because I wanted blood. He had the utmost hate for Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury said, I just want to just beat you, bro. Like, where's all this coming from? And I think it's just from the buildup of you know, thinking that Fury cheated and having his reasons why he cheated and how he knows. And so that builds on a fighter, especially when you're sitting there, you get beat down, you get stopped in the second fight. And then you got to face the noise, and then you got to deal with the criticism, and then you can't sleep at night. You can't. I mean, you haven't been sleeping for 19 months, 20 months, however long it was. Like, that's a problem, bro. That's a huge problem. You know, and Wilder said it. I've been training for this fight for like 19 months. I've been dedicated. He did everything he possibly can. Did it right. Diet, you name it, weight training. He did everything right, and it still wasn't good enough to beat Tyson Fury.
Tim,
just-
Who's next?
Guys, we gotta break the death down
Tyson,
too.
if you want to play out for the undisputed,
Huh?
how does that fight play out? Usyk versus Tyson.
Tyson Fury?
Yes.
I think it's a good fight. I think Tyson Fury might be a little bit too big for Usyk, but Usyk is a very good technical boxer. So is Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury can press forward. He can box off the back foot. He's very long, 85-inch reach. He can lay on Usyk. I mean, there's a lot that he can do and come forward. I think it'll be an interesting first half, but I think the second half, I definitely think that Fury will figure out how to get to Usyk. The fact that Usyk is just a small heavyweight, and the way you beat a guy like Usyk is you put the pressure on him. That's how you beat him.
That was kind of like,
Guys,
AJ.
I'm sorry.
The idea
People
with
are
AJ
waiting
was
at this
too
time.
big.
I have to stop it. Sorry.
He was too big.
We also have to break down this desk.
Still be the case. I mean, he didn't seem too big for Joshua. He was
Yeah,
able
well,
to
Joshua didn't come to fight. It's a different mentality. You know, Joshua, his mentality is a way different than the Tyson Fury. Joshua's okay. He's okay with. Go ahead, bro.
Yep.
You know, it just seems like he's comfortable with, losing the fight. You know, he's gracious or whatever you want to call it, has humility or whatever you want to call it, but it's too easy for me, boss. I mean, oh, it's okay, bro. Like, listen, it's hard to train, man, when you got the whole world at your feet, bro. It's hard to train and stay focused and stay dedicated and, and having that hunger and desire, bro. You know, because success, that weakens this, bro. And I think that in the Ramirez fight, I think the biggest issue, Ruiz fight, I think that ruined him. I think that ruined his confidence. I think that he's also scared to get hit. He's gun shy, don't want to throw because he's afraid of getting hit. So that's why you didn't see him throw. I mean, Usyk's a small heavyweight. He does have some snap on the shots, but he's the bigger guy. He needs to act like he's the bigger guy. You know, it's almost like he's a big guy, but he has a small man mentality. He needs to switch that around, and I think the only way is that he got to have a talk with himself. That's the only way to fix that. He has to talk with himself and say, hey,
guys. Come on.
how do you want to be remembered? You know, how do you want to be remembered? How do you people want to, what you want? The last thought on people's mind is to be this way. You know, because that's a thought on my mind. I'm like, you ain't got it, bro. You don't have that killer instinct anymore. You don't want it. Where's that guy at that Fall Klitschko? Where's that guy?
Especially after Tyson and Deontay just showed it.
You bring that guy out. You beat a guy like Usyk. You know, and it almost like it seemed like he was starting to get the game plan, but then he just kind of ran out of juice, and he was just okay and just laid down. Was like, all right, well, I'm okay with just losing. It's fine. I've lost before. I got the rematch clause, the whole nine, and that's the problem that I have with rematch clause sometimes. You know, sometimes guys feel that like, you know what, I'll it's okay. I'll get a rematch and I'll come back and I'll win, and that's fine and dandy. But I'm the type of guy that's like, bro, you got to give it everything you got, man. Everything you got. And the fans, they see, bro. They see what I see. They see what we see. when we're calling these guys out on how they performing. So the fans are not dumb.
And Tim,
Is there anyone that could challenge Fury in your opinion, Tim?
What was that?
Is there anyone that could challenge Fury?
Well, I don't know. Fury right now is the man right now. I think he's a complete fighter, honestly. He showed grit, got off the canvas a couple of times during this last fight. I mean, the guy is an unbelievable fighter, man. He's one of the best in the world. If he's the best heavyweight right now, period. The only guy that I probably get him, I don't know, man. I was having this debate the other night with one of my buddies, though. I just thought about what if Tyson Fury? What if he was to fight Ali? Ali's never seen an animal like that. Ali's never been in the ring with a guy like, Tyson Fury, a guy that can box. That's what I'm talking about. Muhammad Ali is 6'3". He's a mover. He's a great fighter, man. The best. I think he's the best. He's the best ever heavyweight. But I would, we have these fantasy fights, and we do it in every sport where we say who's the best. You have a guy from this generation versus this generation. We do it with Michael Jordan. We do it with LeBron all day, every day. How would the fight be?
And then the important thing that people don't bring up too, the athletes now are better than the athletes
They're
back
bigger.
then.
They're bigger. If you're not
Bigger, faster,
noticing,
stronger.
the technology is getting better. The nutrition, you name it. I mean, it's just everything. It's getting better. But I mean, when you have a guy like Fury that's 6'9", Ali has never seen a guy that was 6'9" that can move, that can dance. Everybody's saying, well, he's so stationary. He's stationary because that's the way he wanted to fight, that he needed to fight and back up Deontay Wilder. But he can move and he can box, and he will come in a lower weight, in a comfortable weight, depending on who he's fighting. So I just wonder about that fight, because Ali was a mover. He could do a whole heck of a lot. Fury doesn't have the left hook, though, because that's the shot that Ali always gets hit with, is the left hook. Got his jaw broken several times, but the best out of three, I don't know. I think it's a fantastic fight, man.
Tim, before you go, man, just what is Porter, huge fight with